It's time to change up the pace, ladies and gentlemen. Week 13 saw some of the craziest matches of the 2020 season. Your typical sweeps, some reverse sweeps, upsets, barn burners, and even some quad Winston throwbacks.
We got a monkey on both sides. Double Winston! We're back! We are back. No hero limits.
And it was all because of the latest addition to the Overwatch hero roster, Echo. In this episode, we wanted to talk about Echo's unique ultimate ability, Duplicate, that can make for some truly wacky concoctions of compositions. And if you want to play Echo to the fullest potential, it's time to wrap your head around the basics of that ultimate and take some notes on what the pros are duplicating into. So, with so many choices available to us, let's make things a bit easier for ourselves and divide Echo ultimates into two different use categories. Number one, duplications that focus on generating crucial ultimates. And what I mean by this is your typical Zarya Graviton Surges, Sigma's Gravitic Flux, ultimates that generally take a long time to charge up with a big payoff. Considering Echo's increased ultimate generation while being duplicated, these are fantastic choices to duplicate. For our second category, let's consider duplications that focus on changing up the tempo. What's emphasized here is not your ultimate, but rather a hero's ability kit and how it affects the speed of the game. Here you can throw in your Winstons for quick dives, Reaper for close range engages, but also Brigittes to slow things down with Rally and her armor pack. Now, going into our first example, let's check out Colorhex duplicating into Reaper on Hollywood against the Florida Mayhem. And look, it's not homeomorphically irreducible trees, but it still works. In this fight, Boston are playing a dive composition, featuring a Winston, Tracer, and an Echo, in an attempt to utilize the high ground buildings on point B of Hollywood. This is a fantastic setup that makes it hard for Florida to really get in control, and the Mayhem are forced to play reactively rather than proactively. To go with the positional advantage, Yaki drops early in this fight after some sick sniping from Myeonbong, and now is the time to strike for Boston. Myeonbong nanoboosts Brucen's D.Va for the engage, and Colorhex makes himself comfortable duplicating into a Reaper. The result of the play is BQB falling, but Florida still have an opportunity to turn this fight on its head. Taking a look at Florida's composition further, they're playing an incredibly robust composition, perfect for setting up a bunker inside this Westworld prop set building. The support duo consisting of Baptiste and Brigitte will provide massive area healing, and the double shield of Orisa and Sigma is almost unbreakable. And you should also keep in mind that Yaki on the Echo is also on its way back from spawn. However, Colorhex, having duplicated into BKB's Reaper, takes things into his own hands and engages before Yaki is allowed to return. Shadow stepping into the mix of things, Colorhex generates 20% ultimate charge in one shot and unleashes the Death Blossom. This creates an opening for his fragile Winston and Tracer compadres to join in on the Clown Fiesta. And Bren, how much damage does Colorhex have?
Has so much damage to work with! Are you kidding me?
Oh well. Next up, it's EQO, believe it or not. Our turn to form for the hailed Israeli damage player, and this time it's some big brain Overwatch served on a self-destructing platter. In this Route 66 map against the Paris Eternal, EQO recognizes the fact that Philadelphia are playing the long con, featuring a slower bunker-style composition. Featuring an Orisa, a Baptiste, a Brigitte, and a Reaper, this Philadelphia squad is just waiting for Paris to make a mistake, and it will be EQO that forces it. He's who finds an opening pick onto Soon, which forces the Paris Eternal to dive. In these kind of situations, the team with a man disadvantage has to dive. There is no way to win this fight slowly in a 5 vs 6 situation. Now EQO recognizes what Paris has to do and duplicates into Hanbin's D.Va to provide extra sustainability to the fusion team for the dive. With 2 defense matrices, 2 volleys of micro missiles to peel off chunky tanks, the Paris Eternal is now forced to retreat. However, EQO easily builds up his self-destruct, and well, despite playing a slow composition, EQO can now use this ultimate to force Paris' hand. EQO beautifully lobs a suicidal mech over the garage, and Paris, scattering as a result, lands Philadelphia some easy picks onto FT God and Nico. At the start of the fight, EQO recognized the win condition for Paris, namely dive and zip him up, but stopped the Eternal right in their tracks to buy even more time for Philadelphia to find the mistakes required for Fusion to win. Such intelligence, many brain, much wow. Now for our final clip in this epic gamer video, let's take a look at the best Echo in the league, namely Rascal, and how he utilizes Echo's duplicate to its fullest effect. Any second now. It's coming up. Okay then. Yeah, well, this is a valuable lesson for you aspiring Echoes at home, that sometimes you actually shouldn't duplicate. Echo already has an incredibly powerful kit with her sticky bombs and focusing beam, so just because you have the ultimate, you don't always have to use it. She's already one of the best heroes in the game with her current abilities. Anyway, it doesn't need to be said, but some obvious choices you should always keep in mind are Zarya's Graviton Surge, Sigma's Gravitic Flux, and Reinhardt's Earth Shatter. A nice support ultimate like Lucio or Senjara could come in handy due to her strength, but it still deserves to be mentioned that it's a questionable choice because you're sacrificing your damage as a damage hero for more healing. So don't forget, you need the damage required to secure eliminations to actually win a fight, and reducing your team's damage output might be a foolish answer. That being said, it's always a situational choice. Anyway, I hope some of these examples open up your eyes for the multiple possibilities available to you as an Echo player. As mentioned at the start of this episode, there are simply too many scenarios to cover, but let me know in the comments down below what questions you have relating to Echo, and I hope to make an additional Echo video talking more about her general playstyle, how to best use her sticky bombs and focusing beam, but until that episode, may your SR be blessed, and have a nice week everybody. This has been your Reinhardt main Reinforce, reporting for duty.